Narnia.
We're live.
Hey.
We're early today. No, we're on time. We're on time.
Oh, right on time. Hello.
Hey, everybody. How's everybody
We
doing?
are live. LaVon will be joining us when she can. She's right there. She's ready to fly. Hey. Tonight we're here and we have a topic, and it's how to do time management. I laugh because I think, I don't know if I'm actually in a place to, instruct on how to best manage time. But I do have my thoughts, though. So, hey, let's introduce ourselves. You want to start, Dar?
Hello, everybody. My name is Dar, and I am from DIYs by Dar. I am a furniture artist, and I've been mainly messing around with furniture. It's going into my 4th year, and everybody here calls me a maximalist. I can't quite see it. I don't quite get it, but maybe these 2 chairs I'm working on, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe that'll convince you now.
I can see that.
Are you convinced? I'm convinced. Hey, everybody. I'm Crystal, and I am the Crafty Creeps DIYs and Furniture Flips. I love all things vintage and antique. I'm a reseller. I love thrifting. I mean, I love shopping, but I guess who really doesn't? Who doesn't like going and finding some good treasures at the resale shop or the thrift store or wherever it is you go hunting for your junk. And I love flipping furniture. That's probably my most favorite thing, but I like to flip my thrifts as well. So.
Yeah, hi, my name is Kat, and I'm from Owling Dog, and I do furniture refinishing, furniture restoration, and different types of art. And I was going to say this week that if anybody's interested in learning more about what historic restoration is all about, I've been making little small videos. Hi, Mara, how are you? I'm making little small videos about different topics in restoration. So you could learn about veneer, you could learn about, I don't know, I have a plan to do that next. This week will be veneer. Yeah, so different ways, because it is a little bit different than doing regular refinishing. And if you're interested in that, you can follow me with that. And LaVon will be here as soon as she can. And yeah, thanks, Mara. It's good to see you.
Yeah,
welcome
good to see you.
Chat.
Yeah. LaVon.
She's going to have some insight too, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, LaVon is a prime example of showing what the problem is when you're trying to be on a schedule and you leave an empty spot with nobody in it because something else just kind of popped up, and you have to really take care of that before you can meet these obligations that are for this crazy flipper YouTube life.
That's right. Oh, yeah. Actually, Dar, you and I would probably be pretty good at doing this stuff, because when you're a nurse and you have like several patients you're taking care of, you better have good time management. Yeah, it won't just be spilled milk. It could be something really awful.
Yeah.
I don't miss that, though, actually.
But I kind of gave all that up when I retired, and I took the wristwatch off. I don't have to see what time it is anymore, and I don't have to go by a schedule anymore. I can go by my schedule.
Yeah.
And I guess I'll pull my part of what I see in the way of things that get in the way when you're trying to have time management and organize, because it happened to me like right tonight, about an hour ago. I had to take a nap. There was no way I could continue. It's ungodly tiredness that you're crawling and your eyes are shutting,
That's
and
all.
that's how it is when you have lupus. You cannot fight it. You are going to go to sleep. It doesn't matter where you're at. You're going to fall asleep.
Yeah.
So you can't always plan for that because you never know what day you're going to feel good and what day you're not going to feel good. I didn't feel real bad, just fatigued because I'm trying to do too much. But we all are, and that's part of the problem that takes us right to where. Isn't there a nice little list you got there, Kat? Was that
Oh, that's
Crystal's list?
Crystal.
Yeah,
I'm a one-trick pony.
I'm not. Are you able to pull it up? I can't.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't have access to media assets right now. I don't see it anyways if I'm looking at the right thing. But I know when your mother-in-law was living with you, Kat, or Dar, you had to manage your time. You had to really, how did you work all that out with her being there? I'm sure she had a schedule for her medications and all of the other things you had to do to help her while she was living with you.
Yeah, like if you are in a situation where you're taking care of a loved one in your home, and there's somebody in our Made by Marley group I remember talking to. She takes care of her husband at home, and he's a quadriplegic. So I can't imagine, because that requires a lot more time than what I had to spend with my mother-in-law. But yeah, I guess it's prioritize. Just, like you probably do at your home, Crystal, you prioritize because you know what has to come first. And you know that the kids, the hubs, the pets, they all have to come first. And of course, we always come last. We've always put ourselves last. I don't know if it's just a mom thing or a type A thing. I'm not really sure, but we put ourselves last. So then we don't really even give ourselves care, but you have to prioritize, and not meaning it's always going to work out, because it doesn't. But
yeah, absolutely. I agree 100% on the prioritizing. I know on my list that I provided Levon, that is the main thing for me. It's prioritizing family. And I gotta feed my kids, I gotta feed my husband, I have to make sure everybody gets their lunches for school, and they get picked up from school, and all of the things that comes with having a family. So that comes first. What I usually like to do is when my kids are at school, that is when I go to work. I'm an early bird. I'm not necessarily a morning person, but I have to be. I got to get up early. I got to wake up. I have to have an hour before I do anything. I need my cup of coffee. I don't nobody talk to me until I had my cup of coffee. Don't come at me. Let me just wake up, guys. So I wake up an hour before everybody else, and I just sit there and I'll catch up on watching videos and things like that in the morning, and I drink my coffee, and I kind of get a game plan together in my head of how I got to do my day and start my day out. And then I got to get the kids off of school. And as soon as I get the kids off to school, I'm like, okay, I got to do the dishes. I got to make the beds. I got to go. And then I'm like outside. I go outside if the weather is permitting. If not, then I stay inside, But yeah, that's kind of how my morning goes. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I have to ask you a question. First of all, am I lagging?
No, you're good.
Okay. I heard you put in that whole part about do some laundry, clean the house. And I mean, like, my idea of that is I kind of don't do it anymore, which is sad. So
you got me snorting over.
it's like, okay, if the bathroom gets cleaned once a week, that's really good. I've actually been thinking about having somebody come clean for a couple hours a week,
Yeah.
Just even cleaning my bathroom would be like great
Yes.
and
Yeah.
vacuum and stuff.
Right.
But then you think, how lame are you that you're going to call a cleaning person to come
No.
clean so you can go work on your stuff. But then it's like, okay, doing this is like a job. So,
Yeah.
you know, how do you make more time when you need more time?
You
But
don't.
You
yeah.
don't
you
get
cut
more.
corners. You cut
Yeah.
corners, or you have to think up of a way to streamline the process. So, what are some streamlining the processes that we do in techniques, even to make
Yeah.
things go quicker, which isn't always a good plan?
Right.
Because
Right.
Do that
sometimes
Right.
you want to do something quicker, you end up really messing it up. But
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I personally will I try and work on more than one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Even when I'm resting. I'm
Yeah.
resting. I'm taking my time
You're
to sit
editing, right?
down and yes, I'm doing something. I'm usually, making a thumbnail or making a graphic or doing something like that for my Facebook business page, trying to answer messages or comments and stuff like that. That's what I do during my rest time. So I don't really rest. I'm just
rest time?
yeah,
There's no rest time.
exactly. So, but yeah, I am like dog tired by 6 o'clock at night every night, and I'm just like, I don't want to do nothing. So I try and get everything done by then, so I don't have to do nothing, and I can just, well, I don't usually just sit there, but it's I try to. That's my goal for the day. Give
Right.
myself a couple of hours just to like relax before bedtime and unwind, because you know how that is when you lay down in bed and you like got all these things running through your head. You can't sleep.
Right. Right. I
Yeah.
just wanted to say that comments, I guess LeBron will have to catch up with them to put them on the screen
Mhm.
because I tried clicking on them but they don't go up when I click.
Yeah, Gretchen says after she retired from her job, she has zero time management, but I do need it. Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that helps me, and I think about what you said, Crystal, about the sleep.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for a really long time, and that's making lists.
Mhm.
And if I have a particular plan in my mind, because sometimes when I go to bed, the plan for my next day keeps revolving through my mind like a little movie of all the things that I have to do. And that movie won't shut off until I actually write it down, or I have a notes on my phone, and
Yeah.
I'll just like, um,
You're worried you're going to forget.
exactly. And so, I don't know if you can see that actually.
No, yeah.
It's too white. Well, I just have a little list, and there's actually little circles next to the tasks, and I can go in there and check it off,
Yeah.
which is kind of awesome because I can see that I'm progressing.
Right.
And
Yeah.
that will help me relax because I won't relax at all if I'm thinking about this whole plan that I have.
Yeah, everything you want to do, because then you're gonna, you're worried you're gonna forget, and that's what
Right.
keeps you awake. I totally
See,
understand.
something like that is such a good idea. Like carrying it with you, having it, doing it the night before so you don't forget anything. But then in my case, I could never do that. I could never use that because my circumstances change so much. That list would just frustrate the heck out of me because, if I had like 6 things on that list and I felt good when I went to bed, and when I got up and I only accomplished 2 things, I'd probably be pitching that phone into the river. So
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I have a husband that supports and knows that this is a chronic disease and I'm not going to get better. Hopefully I can keep all my organs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I have to take a nap, I have to go take a nap.
That's right. Yeah. Mara says checklist and in order of operation. Okay, so that's
Yes,
how,
I love that, Mara.
yeah.
I'm insane. I sit at home and and I write my list and then I number them in the order. And I do this when I'm have like refinishing to do. Not so much my artwork. My art flows. It's like I don't care. Is a house burning down? Whatever. I'm having fun and I really don't care. The only thing that bothers me then is if I'm missing a product. But if I have all my products at hand, now I don't care about art. It's the refinishing and the restoration that really, it just really weighs heavily. And I work for clients, and it's not like working for yourself. I mean, I work for myself, but it's just, it causes a load on me that is very uncomfortable. And so it just helps me, like you said, put that checklist in order. Like I know that it sounds stupid, but I know that I have to sand that thing down first and then put a coat of shellac on it. So I would literally write that down in one. And then I know I'll make a beeline into the barn. And it's like, I know I can just get started 1, 2, 3. And I do tend to be organized anyway. I just have that nurse thing in my head with this little person in there that's like telling you like as you walk by this thing, grab that because you're going to need it for later. you know, uh, I don't know. So
Well,
Yeah.
Gretchen,
it just goes to show you that each and every one of us are so different.
we're different.
Our circumstances are so different that
Absolutely.
if you want to survive in this game of flipping
Yeah.
and tubing, um, and there goes Dar's brain, lupus.
I,
I was going to make a really good point. That's what it's like on bad lupus days. You're thinking of something and you're trying to get there, and then you can't remember it, and you can't remember what the word is. If if you've ever watched Lel from Made by Marley, she has lupus
I
as
watch
well,
all of it.
and that's why her and I kind of got brought together. And when I see her do the same things that I do, I just have to laugh. And then I finally realize that I'm not alone with this. I think they said today, 1 in every 2,000 people have lupus.
Wow.
But then I heard another statistic. It was in the world, there's 5 people in every 200,000. So I don't know which one to believe. So
Yeah.
I have to just go to like the rheumatology group
Right.
online and see what it really is.
And I'm sure it
I'll
changes
get
as
that stat for you, and I'll
well.
have the right number next time.
Yeah. Gretchen said when she had a job, she had a maid service. If your work covers the cost of the maid, then remember you are fulfilling either an obligation or a personal need, and you are providing a living to another.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So that makes sense, Star. Go get you a maid. Yeah, get you one so you can manage your time better.
Well, I was thinking about my niece, and $20 an hour cash, couple hours. She'd take
Yeah.
it. She's got 2 little kids. She's not
Heck,
working and could use the money.
heck
There
yes.
you go.
Yeah,
That's a
absolutely.
good thing.
I might, I don't know.
And Gretchen said, I finally remember that I do use time management to keep track of my mother-in-law's medicine and food. So you have someone else to take care of. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be organized to do that. And I can't believe how many more people have lupus since my sister was diagnosed back in 1986.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the autoimmune diseases, I don't know. I think they're getting more popular. Although that's not the word I want, but
Yeah,
they're getting
yeah, but
more,
Prevalent.
I know they're
Prevalent.
prevalent.
yeah.
Yes, yes.
That may not be true. I don't actually know. Yeah.
Well, it seems that way, even with like autism and stuff like that. I think they say that autism is like, the numbers are up, but I don't know. Yeah, I do like lists to myself, Kat. I like them. I like to give them to Nathan, my husband. Here you go, honey. This is what you got to do. I tell you what, if it wasn't for him, I mean, he helps me so much do stuff. I mean, we're a team, and that's what,
It's good to have a team.
it is. It's
Yeah.
nice, and he does the things that I don't like to do, and I'm sure he doesn't like to do the things that I have to do. So,
Yeah.
like
Probably
laundry.
not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to go out and do yard work either. So I guess I'll fold some clothes. I don't even know how they'd look if he had to fold them.
What were some of them other things you had on your list? They were really good ones. They were all ones that I've done, I do. It's just that I can't have any real structure in my life at
Yeah.
any one time.
Well, every day is different. I completely agree with that. Like some days you gotta work around with what's going on with life, like schedule. Like today I wasn't supposed to be here today because I was supposed to go to Kylie's track meet, but I looked at, which I do all the time. I have, my brain sometimes doesn't want to work. So when I looked at the schedule, it was for next week. So I won't be here next week. But yeah. So but yeah, every day is different, and you just gotta put the things that are important first. It's just kind of how I do it anyways. Oh yes, good husbands are the best thing in the world, Gretchen. I totally agree. Yeah, for sure. So, and also like I right now I'm out in the barn and I'm working on several pieces right now. I've got I just completed 3 end tables. So
Nice.
I did that, and I'm working on a pie safe, a bench, and I also started a dresser today. So now that the weather is nice, I'm just going gangbusters, and I am trying to get stuff done and get stuff finished and completed. I don't want to have any projects backed up like they are right now. I have a trailer full. The barn is full. It's insane right now because they've just been waiting all winter long for me. But I can't stay up that.
You've been stashing all that stuff away, girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I can't stay off of Facebook Marketplace or the auction website. I'm just like, oh, I gotta stop this. I have a problem. Yeah, it's crazy.
I can't even start it because I still have that bench hidden in that shed on top of that bale of straw that he hasn't seen yet.
Yes.
I can't, I don't get that kind unless maybe I start making some money. Then maybe,
That would be different.
Like it a bit more and come help me a bit more.
Right.
He doesn't help,
right.
but
No.
But when you got to do it all yourself, right, Kat? It could be a problem.
Well, you just have to make up for what the other person would normally be doing. But it can be done. I mean, I'm proof. I've been a single person for a really long time. I brought up my kids myself and rarely had someone else to depend on. So.
Did you see it, Gretchen? She said, you will have to claim you just found it so you can work on it.
Yeah, I think you should
like
do that.
Oh,
You should build
where'd
a
this come
wall made out of hay so that you can put your furniture behind it.
Yeah. I
This
don't
is
know. It
this is
came
just
from
a small like grass cutter shed that everything is so crammed in there. There's like no room. He still hasn't seen it. It's been weeks.
I love it. Start adding on to it.
Yes. Stag it high.
And then tell them it's big. What do you mean? That's not new.
I don't know
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
new?
talking
Where did
about.
this come from?
It's old.
You put that there, I thought. That's what you got to say. I thought you did that.
It's just I don't know if it's a little piano bench or what it is or what I'm going to do with it, but
You know what you're going to do. You're going to maximize it. You already know this.
Make the lupus work
Probably.
for you. Make the lupus work for you and just tell them, what? There's nothing out there. I don't remember getting anything at all.
I must have had a brain fog that day.
Yes. Oh. Oh gosh, you guys. So crazy. Yes. So what are you guys working on then? Besides your chairs? And then are you still working on chairs, Kat?
I'm done for now. I'll get 3 more in May when I go back home.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's a feat getting here. I'm not in my home. So I
Right.
have to, it's my traveling workshop. And sometimes that doesn't work out. I mean, you just can't. My son is completely lovely and he lets me do anything that I want. But his dad has the apartment downstairs now. And although he's gone, finally, like they're both gone on vacation. So just me, the fishies, and the kitty, the birds, and the plants. But no, I mean, I had to start loading like weeks in advance. And with that list, like these things go together, and then I have to load up on such and such a night. And do I take this or leave that? Because I realize that I don't always do what I plan. So
Yeah.
I was going to buy furniture when I was here and refinish it, but that means I have to drag it home with me because Tommy doesn't want me to leave refinished furniture here. And a lot of times he'll say to me, I want that. So
Yeah.
he's keeping it, but then he's stressed because it's like, I don't need all this stuff, Mom.
Yeah.
Stop making nice things, So I decided that I would, like I said in the beginning, I'll go back to some of my old videos because I have quite a few restoration videos and just take snippets out and have like a 15-20 minute video while I'm here, because then I'm going to have surgery and I don't want to be worried about, like, I'm going to work after I get out of having surgery. I just said to myself, you know what? I'm just not going to refinish furniture. So I brought my easel. I went and I bought, a bunch of new canvases today, and I brought my paints. So if I want to be creative, I can sit down at my easel. Here's
There you go.
one.
Yes, she's here. Yay.
Hi.
My precious.
Wow. What a day to talk about being organized.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I look like a hot mess and
You look beautiful as always.
oh. So where are we at?
Well, we were just talking about projects right now. I wasn't able to pull up any of the media assets or anything, so it doesn't even.
Well, there you have it.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. Why are the words so small? That's
I
my
know
fault.
they really are.
Okay. So this was a list I put together because, wasn't supposed to be here, so because I explained all that.
Oh, there you go.
See, now you know we were basing the whole show on you.
I guess so.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
I love that list.
Yeah, there we go. I
Ooh.
didn't touch on weekends. Weekends are for projects, errands, school activities, or family, all depending on what is a priority and must be done first. Okay. I think that's basically just a summary of what we've already talked about. So, yeah, I think I talked about everything. So,
I like how you have your lists on there.
yes.
Lists, man, they're a good thing.
Yeah, they are.
Well, I have
mean,
a
you
little
know-
listy too.
Yeah, that's
Look what
right.
Gretchen says. Young Crystal with the small print. I can't even see it. I'm like, I can't get closer.
Yeah.
I
I
can't
mean,
see with my glasses on.
I don't mean to keep going back to nursing and beat that dead horse, but
That's fine.
when you're doing any kind of patient care, whether it's emergency or a unit or whatever, you have to tell people what you did, and you have to document it. So I think you get in that mindset of like, you know, all the
Yeah.
tasks that I did.
Everything down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you have to write everything down. It really piques your memory so that it's a well-oiled machine when you're using it like that. I
Yeah.
don't have that anymore because I don't have to have that kind of acuity in my mind. And so I relax a lot more mentally, but I still have that basic mindset.
I just heard something recently, and it made a lot of sense. Create good habits because
Yes,
you keep doing things over and over again, and you don't want to make a bad habit because you're just gonna keep doing it over and over
that's right. OCD helps.
again. I don't have that. I think I used to have it.
I don't either, but I have some tendencies, and I
Yeah.
like it. I like my OCD.
Yeah.
Works for me.
Hey, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Levon? How do you manage your time?
Well, I had written a few notes here too because people ask me, I just said this to you guys the other day. I said, people over the years have asked me, I don't know how you do it all. And you responded by saying, I still don't know how you do it all. But like, I'm not, working out. I don't have my shop full time that I need to be there anymore. So that has alleviated a lot. But even before then, it just seems like sometimes like the more that I have to do, the more organized that I am. And I use that example of when I was younger and I was a waitress. And it like if I had a bunch of tables, I was just
Right.
this machine and I would just, boom, boom, boom. But if I had like one table, they'd be like, excuse me, can I have some more bread? And then I'd
Please have my
forget,
water.
like just because it was like I didn't need to remember it as much or
Right.
something, or I didn't prioritize it as much.
It's true.
But now that, Kat, I have to agree, like I don't need to be as focused. So I still am trying to be, and I guess if I don't use my phone, I'm lost. Some people like to write down in a book. That's
I like
great,
the
but if you lose the book, then you're, out of luck. I just always have the phone with me, so I use it for everything. But I think so. That's part of it. Even the little things, just the teeny tiny little things. Like my son asked me if he could borrow my label maker. I had to put it in the thing because it's like if I
Yeah.
don't, when I go out to the garage, I won't remember to get it. So I move those things, and then I delete them when I'm done with them, and it makes me feel better.
Yes.
Some of the things too, like it seems like if you're overwhelmed with projects, this might sound very scattered, but sometimes I believe it's kind of good to start a little bit of everything because then you feel like you're at least have made a little progress on something. If you have the space and the focus to do it. but I think that kind of helps,
Mhm.
but you know, I do have a theory, even though like sometimes like procrastination seems to be like, I have found over the years, like when you put something off, the whole time you're procrastinating, you're still thinking about it. You're thinking about it over and over in your mind, whether you're consciously thinking about it or subconsciously thinking about it. So when I have found whenever it's time to tackle the project, it goes a lot more smoothly than I anticipated. And I think it's because I rehearsed it so many times, in
Yeah,
my,
that's
that,
what
so
it is. Rehearse.
I don't think procrastination is the bad guy that we all make it out to be.
Yeah.
But the other thing too, two more things I would say, like, so giving yourself enough time to do the tasks you have to do. I know I've said this before, the HGTV mentality where
Yeah.
you have this great, plan and you think it can be done in that half hour or that hour and that's not real life because things don't go smoothly,
No.
all the time. So
No.
then the other thing too is just to be flexible. I have found that, you can't get worked up if you have all these millions of plans and flexible. I'm flexible. But when you have things that you have planned and then people come in the room and knock things over,
That
you just
was
have
like
to roll with it,
Speaking of plan, you planned that, didn't you?
No, I can't say as though
Right
I
in
did.
the flexible moment.
Well, this whole day was all about being flexible, I
Yeah.
guess. I
Yeah.
mean, I knew my grandkids stayed over last night because the kids were going to Jamaica today. And so, they were getting up early, so that's why I kept them, got them off to school and everything. And then the smallest one, the 2-year-old, I kept with me all day instead of her going to daycare. So when I picked them up at school, I left her stroller sit on the sidewalk because it was such a nice day. I put the top down and I thought it was great. She'd have her first
Ooh.
ride, and the kids
Yeah.
always like that. Well, I left her stroller sit on the sidewalk. So when Tom was on his way home, I told him, and he stopped by. It was still there, so it was stroller. Yeah, and then then Gracie started getting a fever. So
Oh no.
yeah, so and then their other grandmother was coming to pick them up, and of course that took longer than
Yeah.
we anticipated as far as relaying all the news and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Talking about the day and all the festivities. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's just crazy with the fever. Like they just keep pop with my kids too. The fever's just been popping up like out of nowhere. It's so weird.
Yeah, because she was fine all day. It was really weird.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Gretchen says, I'm a terrible time manager now because when I was young, procrastinating never punished me. I think you're a little more pliable back then, Gretchen. I did everything last minute, but graduated with honors from school and college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think though, the older we get too, the more responsibility we have, and not. I mean, I don't know if you had kids when you went to college, but most people are young when they go to college, but not everybody is.
Right.
So, but yeah, I agree. I agree. As a matter of fact, there is like a method, and I don't know if it's just for college, but some people do much better when they procrastinate. It's like a thing. It's a phenomenon.
Like a motivator or something like
Yeah,
that.
there's something about it. It's something about um, studying too early and having things like that you're trying to cram into memory fly out of your mind, yet if you did it at the last minute. But I don't know how much of that actual
Like you
knowledge
retain.
stays with you. Yeah, I don't think you retain it because I think I guess it depends on what you take in college. I
Yeah.
minored in chemistry, so it was like I literally dreamed about chemistry when I was sleeping. Um,
Wow.
Wow.
it was like I had to,
That's a nightmare.
yeah. And I mean, I had little
Yeah.
kids too. They weren't that little, but I mean, they were school age, and we were all going to school. And I was trying to think about these like shapes in my mind, and like I actually think it's harder. Most women, and I don't know, this could be a terribly sexist thing to say. Most women don't always think that mechanically. They have a really hard time with spatial elements and how they fit together and everything. And I think that's why I used to have to dream about it. I used to have to see these shapes in my mind, like, okay, like how is this thing going to go together? And then all the formulas and everything that you had to memorize.
Oh, God.
You had to know the math. It's just
My daughter's taking chemistry right now, and she tries to talk to me about it, and I just feel like my eyes just glaze over. I'm like,
I loved it when I did it. Yeah. I almost
That's
changed my
nice,
major.
honey.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
What?
I'm just catching up on all these comments.
Yeah. Oh, yes. There's some good.
Yeah, so hi Gretchen and Mara. It's good to see you guys. I'm just like, I just looked up and I'm like, oh, 45 comments.
Can you put some up, Lavon? We couldn't do it.
Yeah. Let me go to the more recent because that would make sense. Kids change your brain chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably literally, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Kat, you had said you used to play with classical music playing in the background.
So helpful.
My husband would listen to like rock and roll music when he was working on his stuff. I'm like, how can you do two things? I can't. Like, I literally can't. I can't concentrate or nothing. I can't listen to somebody. It's just very tough for me having background music when I'm trying to like read something or, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's good you guys can do that because I don't have that talent.
Well, when I paint, I can, listen. I
yeah.
love to listen to music and stuff.
Me
But like,
too.
as far as I'm kind of like you, as far as reading, if I'm trying to really comprehend something, the other words in the music are messing with the words I'm trying to read.
Yeah, it does. I go to school on Thursdays for my son's classroom with the third graders, and I love how the teacher lets the kids like do things like play with Play-Doh or Legos or color and stuff like that while she's reading to them, because I feel like that's really important to be able to like multitask and listen to things while you're doing something. So I thought that was really cool that she lets them do other activities, and they know what she's saying because she'll ask questions and the kids will be like, they'll answer her and everything. I'm like, wow, well, he really was listening.
Yeah.
That might help with the remembering too, because like they might associate like stacking that red block on that, at that moment when they heard that or something,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, she's pouring molds, Mara.
Yeah.
Nice.
I was laughing when I read that.
Yay.
Yeah, I've poured so many molds in the last week. I think this one's going to beat my old record of 300, Mara. So this was going to be a treat. But my fingers, they're
Fingers.
the skin from all of the glue drying on the ends of my fingers when I'm putting
Yeah.
the molds on, because I don't stop and wash my hands every time.
Yeah.
Just keeps getting caked and caked and caked and caked on. So it's like the easiest is, well, just peel it off. But then after a while, you're starting to peel that skin off. So they're starting to get a little raw.
You know what, Dar, right now is the time to go rob a bank when your fingerprints are covered up.
Oh my God, Crystal, I thought the same exact thing when I looked at them.
Did you?
I wouldn't even have to wear gloves. I could just go rob something and they'd never know what my fingerprints were.
Oh
I
gosh,
did.
it's so funny. Yeah, we're bad.
That's
No.
not giving good hope for people that want to get into flipping and tubing. I mean, you want to go rob a bank or flip and tube? Well, I think you're probably safer flipping and tubing. So,
Oh gosh,
Oh my.
too funny. Yeah. Oh yeah, Gretchen thought it was funny too. Yeah, a lot of great ideas there too, Levon. I really like your time management skills and your.
But I was gonna pick up this T-shirt that said, "I'm probably late for something," because it isn't so much like that. I'm just like I get up late or anything like that. I get up like I'm always up at 6 a.m. It's not like I get up late. It's like I try to do that one more thing before I leave, and then sometimes I have to argue with myself to say, "No, you're gonna be late if you do that." So. My mother used to always say, "You're going to be late for your own funeral." So,
No.
Yeah. What is tubing? Donna?
YouTubing.
Oh. Oh. I should know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
we're hip here.
Oh,
Yes.
I need to be hip. I'm
Totally
not hip.
tubular.
is there snow all melt out there?
Oh yeah, it's been nice here. Has it been nice
Okay, so
there?
you're not tubing in the snow.
Oh,
It was middle 60s here today. The snow is
Yeah.
gone, which is
It's
great.
been nice here. Yeah.
yeah,
It
I
was-
was in a t-shirt today. I was like, yeah.
We must be just a little bit warmer than you because it's still 72 here now.
Wow.
Yeah. Tomorrow's supposed to be 82.
What?
But it usually always exceeds what they
What they
Wow.
say?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it
here's
was
a
really warm.
here's a real time buster, and I think this was where my mind was going last time it gave off. So hopefully I can get through it this time. This is why I interrupt sometimes because some thoughts go right out of my brain. You get everything all scheduled and time oriented and organized, and then your sister drops off a doll that's a broken porcelain doll, and oh, it just means so much to her, and yeah, can you fix it? Then your ex-husband drops off a chair that needs to be fixed because it's got actually rope holding it together because all the glue's dried out of the sockets. So the rope is holding the rungs together on the bottom of the chair. And it's like those kind of things. And then they just sit there and they pile up for you. And it's just another thing on your plate.
Oh, that was one of the important things that I was going to put on my list to remember the word no.
Yes.
That's so important, though. Honestly, it is.
Thank you, Levon.
Yeah. I didn't say no.
I understand. Hey,
That
I have off topic, but I just wanted to show you this. This is I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it's like amazing casting resin, only it's black.
Okay.
So it works like that, same way. But also this new, I'm not doing a commercial here, but it's just sitting here. But this new gold marker from Dixie Belle, this is all this is that black casting resin and the gold marker.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
I mean, I need to get better with it because you can see the back isn't like real smooth. That was the first time I ever used it. I don't think I had a real good mix, but I'll
Yeah.
definitely do it again for some jewelry or something.
Oh yeah, that's really cool. Is that a new product too? The black?
I don't know that it's new. It's just new to me. I never used it
Okay.
before.
Yeah, I still haven't tried anything resin yet.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've
What you
never
waiting
tried.
I
for,
use
girl?
resin for a lot
I
of stuff, Crystal.
I'm
I-
gonna maybe I'll wait till my clay runs out.
She
Your
she
clay.
said that so sly
Yeah.
until my
I
clay
have
runs
to
out.
tell myself no. That we're talking about no's, and I have to tell myself no all the time. No, Crystal, don't buy that.
Oh, I know. I
You
know.
have too much. So I
Gretchen, now Gretchen, do,
yeah.
do you really have it share that you have rope holding it together?
Why not?
Now, I think you have some glue in that house somewhere, and I think you know how to fix that shit.
Send it to Dar.
One of my-
Yes, send it to Dar because she's just a girl who can't say no. If anybody knows that Oklahoma song, I'm just a gal who can't say no.
I'm
One of
sorry,
my-
I interrupted you, Crystal.
Oh no, I was just saying I told myself I'm not well, I just bought stuff from you, Levon. I keep telling myself I have to use this much of this before I allow myself to buy anything else.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works.
Well,
sometimes
that's a
it
good rule of
doesn't.
thumb.
When there's a really good deal, that's when it's really, really hard.
Thanks, Gretchen. We do have a lot of fun.
Yes.
I told everybody wrong on the mirror challenge. I thought it was the 30th of this month. So I was really hauling. That's how come I got all my chairs done so fast, because I thought it was next weekend. But it's really the end of May.
Oh,
So I
wow.
gave some false information out there.
Oh, you've got a
People
whole-
might, I put it on a post accidentally. Instead of May 30th, I put April 30th.
Ooh.
Let's go
Well,
edit it.
in all my confusion, I didn't do this today either. I did
Oh.
not text live, or I did not send the live text. But if you would like to be reminded, maybe you could send me a text first. I'll give you my number. And then
And remind me to
live.
send it.
814-515-4905.
Oh God, my
I
face.
usually do it. Today I just went crazy. Or you can also email the flippinbunch@gmail.com and put live in the subject line. Didn't mean to change the subject, but
No,
I
it
thought
was
about it
perfect.
before we go.
Yeah, no, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, we're really doing great with our time management stuff today. Aren't we?
Yeah. Mhm.
No,
We're being
what
flexible.
really? What does that prove? Even though you can really, really try your best and get everything best case scenario, usually you don't get that best case scenario no matter what. It's life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. A lot of times I just feel like I'm flying by the seat of my pants. Yeah.
It is life. And, you do have to, the older I get, and, like, not that this is like life advice, but, Crystal, I would say to you, like when I was your age, I was more like focused on getting like my everything done, like I have to do this, have to do this, have to do this. And then those moments with my kids, that's why I think I love being a grandma so much. Like, I feel like I got all the time in the world, and I can focus on nothing but enjoying them,
Mhm.
So I feel like I maybe missed some moments with my own kids just because of being, having all that pressure to get everything done, so just, as they say, stop and smell the roses. Or
Yeah, for
I
sure.
know.
I agree 100%. Yeah, for sure.
I have a question
Go ahead.
for everybody watching. And it's a secret because it's part of my secret gift that I'm kind of not telling you where it's going yet. Levon saw this already, but
Oh, I love it. Are you gonna maximize it?
no.
Oh
No,
what?
but no, this is just like the perfect Disney Alice in Wonderland teapot.
It looks
Is it
just like
not?
the one the Mad Hatter used.
Yes. I want to write drink me on it.
Yeah.
And should I or should I? It's just beautiful. I paid a bit of money for it, but now I'm going to fill you a glass of it.
Gretchen says, who has time to plant roses when they have kids? I said smell them, not plant them.
I got one I need to dig out.
Yeah, oh, geez.
Yeah. Oh, cute.
Doesn't do any good. I just take it out of the box. How much time we got? Oh, we
You
got
did
5
good.
minutes.
What's
I
going
made
on
you
with
big,
Narnia
Dar.
back there? What's going on with the Narnia?
Oh, look how cute.
Oh, I love it. That's Alice.
Aw.
And then
Here's
here's the Hatter's plate.
Oh, wow.
Ew.
And then here's the Hatter's mug.
Oh, Mara was thinking Mrs. Potts, that your teapot looks like Mrs. Potts.
Mm.
Cute.
Who's Mrs. Potts?
From Belle, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh,
Do you
I didn't know
remember?
either, Dar. Don't feel bad.
and I have the boxes are done. I'll show them to you.
And Chip, Mrs. Potts and her son Chip. You guys haven't seen that?
No.
What about you, Kat? Have you seen it?
Oh, no. Nope.
Really?
No.
That's because you have little kids.
Oh,
Right.
there it is.
Oh, that looks nice.
Very.
It looks
I love
so
the color.
smooth. No wrinkles in that baby.
Yeah, you
Well,
did a
there
good
is. That's the thing that, like, you know, and here's the big one.
You did a great job.
I love those
So the
colors.
teapot's got to go in the big one, and then the cups and saucers will go in the small one.
That's so sweet.
Then the gold leafed book will go on top, all tied like with a bow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
To somebody who I don't know, somebody who I have no idea how they'll take Alice in Wonderland, but I'm just thinking that this was the way to go. So
Yeah.
when we get closer, if you guys don't figure it out, I'll have to tell you.
I don't have no idea.
Me either.
I,
I know that.
I have to give it to a guy, a young guy, for his fiance.
Whose fiance?
This young fella.
Oh, for his fiance.
Yes, for his fiance.
I see.
Well, it's not your son because he's married.
Yeah, he just got married.
Yeah. You know what a question for everybody too. When I repapered these hat boxes, it was glossy. And I thought to myself, should I paint that with some Boss before I put that decoupage paper on there? Because it was pretty slick. And I thought, maybe not, because that'll get that paper wet on that box and maybe it'll just all fall off. So I just took some sandpaper and I lightly sandpapered the boxes to get the gloss down, but not really, you know, rip the paper. And then I put the decoupage paste and the decoupage paper over the top of that. And I did get a lot of weird, tiny little wrinkles in this. And I put the paste on. Well, when I put the video up, you'll see it. I put the paste on so super thin. I took my nice little squeegee and squeegeed thinking it was air. And guess what? It was still paste.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Hey,
So-
did you see the way Lel did her decoupage in the last video by soaking it in water? That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That was
love
really-
that.
I'll have to go back and watch that one. Interesting.
Yeah. And Dar, we were talking about the how to put the drink me on the teapot to get it to stay on there, and just did a quick search on that, and Posca marker will do the trick, but you have to put it in the oven at, what did we say, 160?
Yeah, I think 165.
165 for like how long? It's a few minutes.
40 was like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I can look on our.
I wonder if I took it and just set it out in the sun, like direct sunlight, if that would cure it enough.
I would probably do what they said.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
an experiment.
160
Oh,
for 45 minutes.
experimenting. Oh.
Unless you could get like a vinyl sticker or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
don't
then
you guys think it would be a whole lot cuter if I put Drink Me on there?
Yeah, I do.
Mm-hmm. It would be. But
Yeah.
you could do like a vinyl sticker or something that way. If they don't want it on there, it's removable. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where do I get one of them?
You see a puppy cat?
You
Do you see?
it was the kitty.
hey,
Oh, I thought
Mara's on here. Maybe Mara can make you one. She does all that stuff with her cutting machine.
yeah.
So
Well, the thing is, though, I don't know
Ooh.
whether that would be permanent. I mean, you want it to be permanent if they would get it wet, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, the teapot's nice. It's dishwasher, microwave safe. Didn't say anything about the oven, but you would think those two degrees 165 should be fine for 45 minutes.
Oh, she said she could. Ooh, ooh.
Drink me is always a good phrase. And Mara says she can.
I
Yes,
like that.
she's got that
When
fancy.
you said I saw a puppy cat, I didn't know whether you meant my dog
Mara's
came
got-
up and laid
yeah.
on the bed.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
Oh, maybe that's what she meant. I thought she could
I
see
don't
the
know.
kitty over here.
Gracie calls him Buppy. Buppy.
oh, so cute. Oh, I miss him mine being cute. Aw. Now I just got to hear about chemistry and things I don't understand.
Oh,
I guess it's still cute.
those were the days.
she doesn't know the answer. You can always text me. Doug's a chemical engineer. He loves chemistry.
Wow, she is really struggling right now. Her teacher's not very good.
Yeah,
Her professor.
it's a tough
Yeah.
subject.
Yeah.
I just hope she doesn't watch the show.
Well, yeah, I don't think she will. Oh, that's terrible.
Didn't think that one through, did you, Crystal? Oh my god.
We shouldn't even be on right now. That shouldn't be on here. It should have been ended already.
That never happened.
All right. Sorry, guys.
Well, I guess it is that time, huh?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Went by
It
fast.
went by too fast.
It always
Yeah.
So, anybody have any ideas for our next show? Let us know. I think. Let's see. I am up next, ain't I? Yeah,
does.
Levon.
You have all that under control.
We had Levon, we had Kat. Now next turn's my turn. Help me out, guys. Let's get something you really want to talk about, and I'll try to find some information. And I'm going to write that on my list so I remember that I'm hosting next week, and I have to save time for my deep dive into info.
That's it. Video production.
Gretchen understands.
Yeah. Yes.
My son finally has a bachelor's in biology. Cool. I hated biology and barely passed chemistry. It's
Yeah.
not easy.
Yeah, she's not the
Yeah.
only one struggling, so I guess a lot of them are. But, video production, there you go, Dar. How to push through when you aren't feeling strong. That's good. Motivators and motivations, programs, equipment. Okay.
I'm writing them down for you, Dar.
Great ideas. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, what are you guys? I'm lost. I mean, I know I'm slow at times and I loop around in my fog, but I don't even know what you're talking about.
Mara says programs and equipment.
Equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I could use like a transformer suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could use a crew of helpers.
I know, right? Me too.
Yeah.
That would be so nice. For sure. These are good ideas. Cameras. Okay. What we use for cameras and stuff like that. Lots of good options here.
Oh, I finally figured out what you're talking about. It took me a little bit. Sounds like good ideas. Thanks, Levon.
Sure. We're just saying random words here.
Yeah.
I put them together finally, and I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Oh,
Oh
Lord.
my gosh. I think we're all tired.
Dar shouldn't be. She had a nap.
Wow. It was wild.
Hours? I am so jealous. Oh, boy.
All right.
I'd be up all night if I did that.
Well, I hope not, but it could happen now. That's why I hate to do that. If I can at all not take a nap,
Right.
I'll try to keep myself going or do something, but don't always work.
Yeah. I know. I mean, I know I totally get to a point in the day. I'm just done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't apologize for typos.
Yeah.
You should see the stuff I wrote. I don't. You should see the day I told these guys in a private message, thank goodness, that I went to. Remember when I went to the art store, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the name of the store is. I hate the name. I hate the name. It's Dick Blick. Dick Blick.
Oh, God.
And
Dick,
I'm typing
Dick, Blick.
Blick.
Yeah.
And do you remember that when I was telling you guys?
Didn't you forget the B?
My
Yes.
phone did that. It's autocorrect.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And you can imagine what it came out to be.
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
Oh my.
I didn't do that.
Yeah, and it's okay because also I had a banner on my my YouTube channel for years, like 2 years. And then Levon points out to me one day that it was spelled wrong. I spelled adventures with, how did I spell it? Adventures or something.
I don't know. I don't remember, but I just realized
I'm
it
gonna
was
type
wrong.
it out. I'm gonna type it out how I had it, and then you can put it up.
Gretchen had said that, maybe perhaps the lighting. I think that's what it says, Gretchen. But she said, Dar, your videos are always clear, so perhaps like the lighting.
Oh, you mean like clear, like right here now? On just.
I think she means your edited videos because sometimes you do the Narnia thing
Yeah.
on our live videos.
If you want to
Well,
put that
yeah,
up,
these
Yvonne.
lights that I have, I'll tell you, that this is all they are. I have two of them, and I
Nice.
purchased them from Amazon, and they can go by battery.
Wow.
Yeah, and I got it up there if you want to put it up in the comments.
Adventurers.
Nice.
That
Okay.
was on my YouTube banner for like 2 years. And the font's like, oh,
We
adventures.
never noticed it though.
Apparently I didn't either. Oh God.
The world and autocorrect conspires against us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, kids, I don't know about you, but I'm tired.
Yeah, we've laughed like crazy here, so that's been a good time. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you all for hanging out. We love
Thank
you
you
all.
all. Thank
Yeah.
you for all the nice
Sorry
comments and
for
everything.
See
Sorry
ya.
for being in and out.
Bye, you guys.
All right. Good night, guys.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you, everybody.